And then he asked each county and several of the larger municipalities to separately form a council for child development. And ours has been going about as long as the state's has been going. And we have quite a group of people. I think perhaps I should recognize them first. I would like to recognize them even if they are not here. DeWitt said I need to check, make sure everybody's here. I don't know who's here and who isn't at the moment, but I'd just like to tell you who our list of people are. Mayor Selmer Bryant, Dudley Davis, and Grady Ferguson, whom you've already just met, Judy Goddard, Annis Hardin, Dale Hayes, Will Howie, Pat Ledbetter, Willie McNamee, DeWitt Spencer, Don Sanderson, Juanita White, Mike Young, and Judy Caples. And these people meet once a month, and the things that they do, we do. I didn't call my name because I've already been introduced, but the things that we do, the more visible things that we do is to have the annual summer day camp for underprivileged kids. Here on this terrain, most of the time lately, the playground at the Bruce Elementary School, but we do quite a number of other things that are less visible, and you will suddenly discover sometime that what you are witnessing, it has something to do with us. We want to do whatever we can to help our children develop. Early childhood education, kindergarten, I feel very strongly that this is something that's a dire need in the state of Mississippi, the kindergarten. I was at an early education meeting in Denver about 6 years ago, and they made a point of listing those states who do not have kindergarten, and Mississippi was the first of 4 at that time. And since then, somebody else, one of the other 4 has a kindergarten ahead of us, if we even have one next year like we're supposed to, I think. But the state of Arkansas and one other would be the only ones left at that time, unless they get started ahead of us. They're not supposed to be ahead of us yet, anyway. Okay, so these people are interested in child development, whatever we can do to help kids come along. Okay, the principals of our school, I'd like to give them credit for helping us to help kids to develop. And first of all, the attendance center principal here is Mr. Edwards, and most of my people are not here. I think it's because it's raining, don't you? Mr. Suggs, I haven't seen him. Mr. Suggs is the principal at Boardman, attendance center principal, and Mr. Hudson from Calumet City, I haven't seen him yet either. And Mr. Thomas, Mr. Flippen are the principal of the high school and elementary school, respectively, in Boardman. Mr. I don't know if it's official yet, Stegall. Mr. Stegall and Mr. Hayes are the middle school and elementary school, respectively, in Calumet City. Is Mr. Stegall official? I read it in the paper. I guess it's all right to mention him, isn't it?
I guess, yeah.
And Brother Wells is the principal of the high school, and Mr. Murphy and Mr. Young are Mr. Holland's assistants here. Mr. Holland is the high school principal, I should say, and Mr. Murphy and Mr. Young are the middle school and elementary school, respectively. And Mr. Young is also the supervising principal for this building. This is the Calhoun County Child Development Building. It's not Bruce Child Development. It's not any particular part of the county. We bring students from all over the county to this building each day for school. And as far as the building itself is concerned, the special educational supervisor for this particular activity is Mrs. Annis Hardin, and I understand she's not, a little bit under the weather, she's not quite capable of being here today, so her lovely daughter brought us our plaque just in the nick of time. And the social worker and psychometrist for the special ed students is Mrs. Pat Ledbetter. something else I wanted to recognize Pat for, but it slipped my mind at the moment. And the teachers for this building are, and I hope I got this one straight, I was off on the wrong foot for a little while there, but Mrs. Charlotte Weeks and Mrs. Mimi Williams and her Williams Lee.
I'm afraid I did your job, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mimi. I knew about it when it happened too, but it was Mimi Williams first, and I wrote it down in too big a hurry. And her practice teacher, Gay Wilson, is she?
Yeah. Gay.
And Mrs. Cindy Helms and her practice teacher, Sherry McIntyre? Sherry. We invited the Board of Supervisors. Has anybody seen any of the Board of Supervisors around?
Maybe they'll come later.
They're afraid of the weather.
Mr. Ron, I'd like to mention the teachers' aides. Some of them are
Yeah.
here. Wilma Gibson, is Charlotte Weeks.
Oh, I will.
Teacher aide. I don't know if
Brenda's here.
Brenda's here, she's
Brenda
hiding.
Douglas.
Brenda,
Teacher
all
aide.
right.
Miss Nancy Bearfield is Miss Cindy Helms' teacher aide.
Essential
Sorry,
part.
So these are some of the people who are doing much to help us with child development. The one thing that was very satisfying to me, we gave out the first I Love Kids award last spring, just before school was out, in the Vardaman Elementary School Library when Uncle Dew Carter retired. We gave him a plaque and a few other little things that we hope you'll remember us by. But we intend to carry this on. So if you know somebody who deserves an I Love Kids award, would you get in touch with any of those people that I read, and they'll bring it to our meeting, and we'll talk about who is going to get the 1985 I Love Kids award next spring, okay? And even if you want to nominate yourself, we'd be good to listen. And I know you do love kids, or you wouldn't be here in this kind of weather. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Okay. That's all of our program. Paulo and Sarah are here, Bob, as Board of Education members. Are y'all?
School board, Mr. Lowe and Miss Sarah Davis.
Oh, they are.
Drag on in.
Bring them in.
And we'll recognize them, and that's all of our programs. We just enjoy looking at the center and whatever.
Didn't you think the ladies for the freshmen?
Oh, we forgot, that's the main thing. Judy Goddard got the Homemakers Club here in Bruce.
This is
Bruce
Bruce
Homemakers,
Young Homemakers Club.
who provided refreshments, and this is not the first occasion that they've helped us. They always help us in our summer camps with a lot of other things, and we sure want to recognize them. Jerry Brazier, president, or she was in charge of this project at any rate. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on in, Paul. We wanted to recognize our board members. Bob?
You go right ahead.
All right, this is Sarah
You have the
Davis,
floor.
District 4, board member, and Paul Lowe.
Move on out a little.
Come on out and see it.
See
Board
now.
member for District 5, my district, as a matter of fact, and also president of the board.
I know Mr. Lowe, but I didn't know her. I wouldn't have recognized her, so how can I recognize her? See? I'm glad you did.
A lot easier on the eyes than even the Paul.
No, so.
But we were just including our little ceremony in here, and we give them a plaque to warehouse or good Paul. Anything either of you like to say?
Very important.
Okay, Ms. Edwards, anyone else here want to say anything before we conclude our formal presentations and so on?
I'd like to say that this facility definitely provides a worthwhile purpose in education to Calhoun County. And I can assure you that it's one of the best in the state for the purpose that it serves. And I too extend my thanks to Weyerhaeuser and those from Weyerhaeuser Management that are involved in the worthwhile effort they've shown us and to these ladies that have prepared this refreshment for us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I might say, I think we ought to commend the teachers that worked under the adverse circumstances we had so long.
Right.
Amen. I'll never forget this down there.
Right. And Mimi
Mimi and
and
Charlotte.
Charlotte were
Right.
here from the beginning.
Yeah, they've been here all the time, and boy, this is a lot better than it.
Dewitt, I would like to go along with that as president of our Calhoun County Association for Retarded Citizens. This is tremendous over what we did have, and I want to say my appreciation to the teachers for the dedication they have to our children. I have a daughter that comes here, and a lot more parents do, that's, you know, the parents of the kids, and this is tremendous. I love it.
Thank you. And Juanita is also president of the Calhoun County Association for Retarded Children.
Citizens.
Say that. Citizens.
It's not just
Right.
children, it's for everyone.
Citizens, right. Name change a few years ago, I forgot.
Behind you, Mr. Hudson, down the city, you might want to.
Oh, yes. Hello. We've already recognized him. Or named him. Hey, Ruth. Come in, Roger. We recognized you earlier before you got here. Right. Anyone else have anything they want to say before we finish this part of it? All right, thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. Help yourself.
This is Mr. Ernie Labarge. You saw earlier where he received the plaque for Weyerhaeuser Company. Mr. Labarge, how does Weyerhaeuser feel about what's going on here today?
Weyerhaeuser is very proud, Gene, to take part in programs like this. We have a section of the corporation, as you know, that's set up specifically to review needs of various communities where Weyerhaeuser units are located and determine what areas that we can best contribute both socially and economically. And in this case, we were very happy and very proud. Through the efforts of Mr. Dick Bullard, by the way, he couldn't be here today due to a prior commitment, but he worked very hard to see that a contribution was set forth and set aside for this particular cause. And we are on an ongoing basis continually examining countywide issues and needs to make a determination as to where we may be able to help. And,
Thanks, sir.
Gene, the history behind this place began probably when I came on the board, it'd be 5 years ago this coming January. The Child Development Center then was located in what was called the old middle school principal's home, which housed the black principal at that time back in the 50s. And this house was found, the board makes an annual tour, and we toured this house and found it to be in very deplorable conditions, floors given away, lack of proper restroom facilities, no kitchen facilities, very poor classroom facilities. And this became a concern of the board. And as you well know, probably the second year I was on the board, the taxpayers of this county agreed to a bond issue to build some new schools, but this was not included at that time because we felt like there could be some space developed in one of the old buildings. However, after the buildings were begun, the structural engineer who came and looked at our old buildings told us there was no structure that was feasible for us to overhaul and make a child development center out of. Realizing that this still was a tremendous problem, the Association for Retarded Citizens came to the board and met with the board on several occasions to discuss the problems they had with housing these students. Now, these students, let me say this, there's a law, which is a federal law, Public Law 94-142, that mandates that each school district teach these kids and provide an atmosphere for teaching, but it must be on the campus. It can't be apart from the campus. You can't separate or segregate these kids from normal campus life. And realizing we had inadequate facilities, we began back last year, the end of last year and the first part of this year, to look at building one. Now then, the cost of the building was tremendous. This building right here represents $122,000, approximately $800 worth of taxpayers' money. But the money was earned from shrewd investments on the part of the business manager in our county school superintendent offices, who invested our money, earned interest, and took the money. We were able to turn around and use that money to build this building. State law there again mandates that when you build anything above $10,000, you hire an architect or an engineer. I believe the law says an engineer who's qualified. And we went back to our school architect, and he designed the building. and brought it back, and of course we were able to secure a bid we could live with, and the building was constructed. The board voted unanimously, I believe it was in January of this year, to let the contract, take bids, let the contract, and construct the building. Then in order to, we had the money to build the building, we didn't have the money to equip the building, and along about the same time, February, we applied for a grant from Weyerhaeuser Foundation and was able to secure that grant, and that stocked the building with the type of equipment needed to train these children who are physically and mentally retarded in some cases. And right now the building presently serves some 20-odd students, but it has room to expand, and it's designed according to state specifications for this type of facility, because it'll be with us forever. And I think there's a pending court case pending before the Fifth Circuit Court in New Orleans that says we will probably be teaching these children year-round. At present, we do teach some of them year-round, but I think we're going to look at it year-round for all the kids. I'll give you a little history behind it.
Okay, thank you, Paul. This is Juanita White. Juanita, what capacity do you feel in the work that's going on here in the county, first of all?
First of all, I'm active president of our Association for Retarded Citizens, which has been founded about 4 years now.
Okay, I know you're uniquely interested in this building and the classes here, not just because of the work that you do, but I believe that you said earlier that you also had a child that attended classes here.
Yes, I have a little girl that's 6 that's in Miss Charlotte Wick's class that has cerebral palsy.
All right, as a parent of a child that uses these classes, how do you feel about the center?
The center's marvelous. As before, when we were in the other building, we had a lot of problems over there, and so this building is 100% better than what we did have. I'm very proud of it.
Okay, thank you. We at TV7 would also like to take this opportunity to thank all the people who have been involved with making this center a reality, something very needed throughout the county and in fact throughout the country. And it's good to see Calhoun County progressing in this area. For News 7, I'm Gene Redwine. We're out here with Smokey Bearfield. Smokey, tell us what's going on here the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, we putting up Christmas decorations for the town here, putting new bulbs in their lights and getting it ready for Christmas parade Saturday.
Will this be all the lighting you'll put up, the trees and the candy canes, or are we going to have the string of lights that we've seen in the past?
No, we don't have those strings no more, but they're going to put a Christmas tree out yonder on the gazebo out there, whatever you call that thing.
All right, and this is all getting ready for the Christmas parade and the Christmas season, then the parade coming up next weekend, right?
That's right, yeah. It's supposed to be, I think, parade Saturday, I believe they got scheduled.
How long will it take you to get through with what you're doing?
Oh, we'll be another couple of hours, I guess.
Have them all done today?
Yeah, I hope so. Nothing don't happen.
Do you know yet what hours the lights will be burning each day?
They'll burn from now on until after Christmas, after we get them up.
Rex, today is supposed to be the big day after Thanksgiving, kicking off the Christmas season. Looks like you're busy. How is business going?
It's been real good, Gene. Very pleased.
What are you doing right here now? Maybe folks don't understand.
I'm dressing up this fine college student here. This young man is from Brandon, Mississippi. He attends Harding College in Searcy, Arkansas. Very fine young man that's come up to shop with me this weekend on his spring break. This is Greg Oden from Brandon, and he attends college in Arkansas.
Great. You do a lot of business with young people, don't you?
Yes, they're mighty good to me, and we try to take care of them. I tell you, those young people, they keep you young, Gene, waiting on them and being able to associate with them every day.
Great. What does it look like the big items are going to be for Christmas shoppers who might want to pick up something for the young people?
Well, I'd like to think it would be a lot of these fine suits and sport coats, and but the real strength seems to be in sweaters. This seems to be the year of the sweater.
Okay, it looks like it's going to be a good season for you.
Very good, I think, Gene.
Okay, then maybe you want to encourage everybody to come on by and see you and spend a little bit of their holiday time with you here.
Yes, please come by to see us here at the Cavalier Shop. We appreciate it, and we've got savings right now, and come on down.
How's the Christmas shopping season going for the jewelry business?
We've been really busy today with the opening day of Christmas shopping. Really busy.
I see you have some items there on the counter with you. Are these some items that are making real good Christmas gifts this year?
Yes, they are. Our chains have been exceptionally good buys this year. We've got serpentine chains and herringbone chains, and we also have these are both on sale, and we also have another selection that's 50% off. Chains are real popular this year.
Okay, what are the other items you have there?
I have a watch here. It's made by Pulsar. We also have Bulova watches, Caravelle, and these are good selections for men and women.
Okay, and of course rings always make good gifts.
Always.
Okay, then you must have some real good buys on hand for the Christmas shoppers to come in, and a good time of the year to have them.
That's right, we do. We just sent out our new Christmas flyer this week, and it has all sorts of rings, chains for men and for women that we range in prices from $59 up.
Okay, I'm sure you'd like to encourage the people to come on out and do some of their Christmas shopping here at Cole Jewelry.
Yes, I would. Come see us at Cole's Jewelry.
Okay, thank you a lot. Once again, controversy has arisen in our county. This time, as most and possibly all of you know by now, the controversy surrounds the Community Hospital of Calhoun County and Mr. and Mrs. Ken Doris of Bruce. It all has to do with the care and attention to the Doris' sick child, or the lack of the same, from the staff or employees of the hospital. The Dorises, for whatever reason, wrote a letter and sent it to the local newspaper editor. The letter was printed in the paper. One thing both parties seem to agree on is they appreciate the journal for printing these comments, and I certainly find no fault with that either. At any rate, the hospital administrator responded with his own comments, as did other employees of the hospital and at least one area resident, each stating their own feelings and the facts as they saw them to be. I take no issue with either one of these views and invite you, if you would like to read them, to pick up a copy of the journal. Until now, there has been nothing reported about this situation in our newscast, and the reason is twofold. First, we don't have a staff of reporters or lawyers to investigate a story like this, where ultimately it appears to be one group's word against the other, with the whole truth possibly lying somewhere in the middle. Believe me, if I were to do a report on it, I would try and present the facts that could be laid out in black and white for all to see, regardless of what they were or who they affected. All the paper did was allow the parties a chance to voice their feelings. Nothing wrong with that. We invite people to do the same. However, there are those who have approached me with the suggestion that I do a report on the incident. Because of the reason just mentioned, I have not done so. And to avoid the appearance that I was trying to stir something up, I have not even contacted those involved to remind them that they are welcome to voice their feelings on our newscast. I feel they already know that and would contact me if they wanted to air their views. Secondly, I feel we should concentrate on the positive as much as possible in our newscasts. Sure, there are times when the news is bad, but when we report it, we need to be sure that we have all the facts together. I solicit facts for my reports, and I've learned the hard way that hearsay or one person's word against another only confuses people when contained in a news report. Only when you can do research and find facts should it